Hey guys, welcome to another drawing video. I know that a lot of you asked me for the shading video of this sketch, and the thing is that the original video that I made last year got corrupted and I wasn't able to create a YouTube video from it. And truth to be told, I never imagined that the sketching video, which you can see here, would blow up this much, so I decided to recreate the sketch and recreate the shading. So I truly hope you will enjoy this video, guys, as you did the sketching video. So I tried keeping it as simple as possible, so I started off with using a 6B graphite pencils for the pupils and the iris. I was trying to get the darkest shades, so feel free to press your pencil hard at this point for the pupil and a bit lighter for the iris. I use 3B for the iris as well, so once you layer those darker parts and blend them, feel free to use the 3B for the iris as well. Try going back and forth with your pencils until you get the satisfying results of the eyes. I would like to mention that the real-time step-by-step tutorial is available on my Patreon page, where I am explaining every step of this process, so feel free to check it out on my page. The link is in the description box. You would also get access to loads of real-time narrative tutorials apart from this one, so if you're interested to join me there and get full access to all of the tutorials I have uploaded there, feel free to check it out and you can join my little art community. Alright, so let's get back to the drawing. I use the 6B as well for the upper part of her makeup and also for the down part. At this stage, it is very important to know to control your pencil pressure. This is something that you should really practice if you want to get into shading with graphite pencils. So let me show you something real quick. From just a 2B pencil, you can get so many shades. So I'm creating a couple of shades with this pencil just so I can show you what you can get with just one pencil. You can create a whole drawing with just a 2B pencil if you're skilled enough with controlling your pencil pressure. You can do the same thing with the 4B or 6B, so even if you don't have all of these pencils, don't give up on your drawing waiting to get all these pencils, but try and practice the pencil pressure and you will see how amazing results you will get in the end. So, once you're done with the 6B and 3B pencil, once you shaded and blended everything, we can start shading the face. I'm using the 2B pencil for the basic shade, so feel free to use it as well. For the blending, make sure to use either a tortillon blending stump or a cotton bud if you don't have any blending materials other than the cotton bud. I mostly use cotton buds for the skin, so feel free to use it as well. So since we don't have the reference photo for this sketch, we're shading the face with some basic shades, and look at it like this. With the shades, we're explaining the form of the face. So if something is a bit far away from us or something is going over that part, like the hair is going over our forehead here, for example, those parts of the forehead will be darker. If something is a bit closer to us, like the tip of the nose, for example, the part of her cheeks and the down lip, for example, those parts would be a bit lighter. So our faces are 3D, so in order to get a good and more realistic shading of the face, you need to start thinking in that direction. Also, erase as many lines as possible to make them barely visible. Once you are in the sketching phase, having lines is completely fine because you are searching for the best possible sketch and you need to make sure that your proportions are in place. But once you start shading and blending, almost all the lines should disappear in the process of shading. If you put two dark lines and don't erase them in the process, you will end up with not that realistic drawing and you won't be quite satisfied with it. If you look at yourself in the mirror, you will see that you don't have any sharp lines on your face. Those are all just shades and different forms. Something is closer to us, something is more distant, and you can explain that on the drawing through simple shades. You see that for this drawing I didn't use loads of different pencils. I will use just a couple of them and we will still make a good looking drawing. So it doesn't matter if you're working with just 1 or 5 pencils, as long as you keep all these things in mind, like the pencil pressure, creating forms with the shades, and the blending and erasing all the unnecessary lines, your drawing will look very good in no time. For the eyebrows, feel free to put a very light layer with the 2B pencil first, then blend those parts out and then use the 2B again to create the eyebrows. Follow the form of the eyebrows as well by pulling some very light lines on the inside parts of the eyebrows, and then as you go to the ends of the eyebrows, feel free to make the shades darker. Also make sure to make your pencil as sharp as possible for the best results of the eyebrows. Once you layer those basic shades, try blending them out with some blenders. So this is our first stage of blending, and you can already see that we have a solid drawing. If you overreacted with some shades in certain parts, don't get annoyed by it and give up, but use the erasers to soften them up a bit. Everything that you do with the graphite pencils can be corrected, so make sure to always keep that in mind. You can manipulate with the shades as much as you want and get some very nice results if you have enough patience. Once we blended everything out, we can focus a bit more on our details and the darker parts. So we can either use a 3B pencil or a 4B. As long as you're controlling your pencil pressure, you are good with any pencil in the end. Focus on explaining the form of the face a bit more by putting these darker parts on the forehead where the hair is going across it, on the side of the nose and where the nose is connected to the inner parts of the eyes, the middle parts of the cheeks, and the down parts of the chin. Make sure to focus now on the details, and even if you exaggerate with the shades, it doesn't have to mean that it will look bad. It might turn out very well, even better. Don't be afraid to put some darker shades as well. The beginners usually get scared of layering some darker shades, which leaves them with some very flat drawing and not realistic at all. So try releasing that fear, because in the end, what is the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. You can just be less or more satisfied with your work, but nothing more serious than that can happen. So release that fear as much as you can and look at this as just a lesson, not something stressful. It is so useless to stress over things that should be fun, and instead of being scared, be curious and experiment. Those feelings can lead you to some very nice results much faster. Also, we can work on our lips, so make sure to use the 2B first for the basic shades. It is very important to realize that except the line that is splitting the upper part and the down lip, there are no other lines, just the different shades. If you turn any photo that is in color into black and white, you won't be able to see any lines, just the different values of the shades. So make sure not to leave the line on the upper part of the lip nor the down part, but fill that in with some shades, completely removing the line. When it comes to the lips, the upper part of the lip is always a bit darker than the down one, because the light usually hits the down lip much more than the upper one. So always keep that in mind, even if you don't have a reference photo. For the best results, make sure to create your down lip a bit lighter, and also to create some highlights as well by either leaving some parts completely blank or creating a highlight with the white gel pens. White gel pens are amazing for the highlights, for the eyes, or for the lips. It depends on your personal preference. But I always found this medium to be very helpful in getting your drawing more realistic and more 3D. Once you create those darker shades, blend them out again and see if there is anything else that you would like to correct or redo. Also, another great tip for beginners is to move your drawing for a while a bit from your side. What I mean by it is, after a while, once you make some progress, move your drawing away and don't look at it for 10 to 15 minutes. After some time, go back to your drawing and just look at it. Just stare at it. The first thing that you notice is probably going to be a mistake or something that you would like to correct, because usually the first thing that we notice are the things that are a bit off. So that is the technique that I have been using for quite some time, and I was always able to notice some things that I would like to either change or improve. Once you're satisfied with how your drawing turned out, we can now create the eyelashes and start working on the hair as well. Before you start with the eyelashes, make sure to sharpen your pencils very well and then start layering the first layers. I use the 4B graphite pencils for the eyelashes, so I could make them darker a bit. I like to draw a bit thicker eyelashes, and I always start from the longest ones, then I draw the middle part, and then I go to the inner part of the eye, making the shortest eyelashes. Pay attention to the length of your eyelashes, don't make them the same size everywhere, but as you go towards the inner part of the eye, make them smaller. Once you're done with the eyelashes, we can start with our hair, and this is the funnest part from the whole drawing. Again, we don't have the reference photo, so that means that we can do with our hair whatever we want. But even so, we need to follow some very basic rules, and those are to follow the flow of the hair and keep your pencil sharpened almost at all times. The roots are usually very dark, so feel free to make the roots darker, and then we can play around with the shades as we go. Try to experiment as much as you can with the hair. Make some parts lighter and some parts darker, just make sure to blend them out. You don't want to end up with a very flat hair in the end. For the roots I use 5B, and for the rest of the hair I use 3B graphite pencil. You will see how the hair can look good with just one pencil. The most important thing here is the pencil pressure again. With the 3B pencil you can get varieties of shades. It's just important to know when you should press your pencil harder and when to keep your pencil pressure light. It's all about controlling your pencil actually. And again, even if you make some mistakes, you can always use the eraser and go again with the shades. I use the blenders as well after I shaded the hair, so I could combine and blend the shades in between even more. This is such a great practice, even for me. Not having a reference photo and trying to create a portrait from my mind was a challenge, but at the same time, so much fun. Being able to create something from your memory or your mind can be really hard and challenging, but also there is nothing keeping you from experimenting and working on your drawing as you wish. So we cannot say that something was a mistake because you won't have that exact reference photo to compare it to. And again, the beauty of our faces is imperfection. Nobody has a symmetrical face, so don't try to create a perfect face by trying to get everything symmetrical. Nobody is symmetrical. Even the most beautiful women and men in the world don't have a symmetrical face. Their eyes are different, left and right part of the nose, their eyebrows. Everything is different. So make sure to have that in mind whenever you're drawing the face. The beginners are usually stressing out a lot about the fact that they cannot get a symmetrical eyes or the even lips. And the point is that you don't have to get it because that does not exist. So don't try to create something that doesn't exist, but embrace the fact that we are not symmetrical and relax a bit more when it comes to getting a perfect sketch. Alright, so the hair at this point is turning out quite well. I'm using the same technique for the right side of the hair as I did on the left, and I'm using the 3B pencil again and the 5B for the roots. Feel free to use the blenders as well if you like to connect the shades even more with blending them in between. I use the blenders in the end on both sides to make the hair a bit more realistic. And again, keep your pencil as sharp as possible and make sure to play with darker and lighter shades for the best results. If you layer just the darkest shades, your hair would look pretty flat and you won't get the best results. Instead, try playing with your shades, lights and darks as much as possible and use your imagination a bit for the best results. And we have come to the end of this drawing. I truly hope you managed to follow it along. Again, you have a real-time narrative drawing tutorial on my Patreon page. If you want to follow every single step with me, please do like this video if you found it helpful. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't and hit that bell button to get notified every time I post new art video. This would be all for today's tutorial. I truly hope you enjoyed it and I see you all guys in my next video. Take care and be creative. Bye bye guys!